So this is Eric. I'm here with Tablet Crunch at tablet-crunch.blogspot.com, and for the Howard forums for the people at the Wind section. So today I'm going to look at my T-Mobile LG Optimus T phone, and I've put up a walkthrough of how to root this phone and how to install a custom ROM and overclock it. So I decided to do a really quick review. I'm not going to go over too many details since there's a lot of reviews on this phone out there already. I basically want to show you the changes that have come from my rooting and installing a custom ROM and see how fast it is. So first of all, I'm just going to do a quick reboot here. Give you a rough idea of the reboot speeds and stuff. So this ROM is really quite quick. Basically, it's called the Megatron ROM from the XDA forums. The people there have basically taken the stock 2.2 Froyo ROM and taken out some of the garbage, enabled hardware acceleration. They've enabled the JIT compiler, taken out some bloatware and that sort of thing, and they've overclocked it to 730 megahertz. And so basically what I've done is I've installed that ROM and then installed an additional kernel which allows me to overclock higher, and I've gone up to 806 megahertz. So right now the phone's running at 806 megahertz. And this is a really nice snappy little phone. I mean, I got it off eBay for about $250, including shipping, tax, duty, unlocking and everything. And it has a stock 600 megahertz processor, and it actually has the Adreno 200 GPU, which is the exact same graphics chip that's in the Google Nexus One phone. So it's really quite snappy for what it is and for the price. And it's a nice small little phone. And it's got a 1500 milliamp battery, so it's got a huge battery for the size. So really I've been impressed so far with the battery life. I've been using it for about 3 weeks so far. So here we are, I'm just booting up here quickly. Let's let it load here. I've been getting some pretty impressive benchmarks. For Quadrant I've been getting between 1300 and 1350, between 9 and 10 for Linpack, and for Neocore around 50, 52 frames per second, which is really quite impressive for a phone this size and for this value. So it's just lagging a little bit here as it's booting everything up. I've got a lot of widgets on here. So see, it's lagging a little bit while it's just loading up. And see, I've got set CPU running. With the kernel I've installed, you have to go into set CPU every time you boot and change the overclock back. That way you don't get stuck in a freezing kind of boot loop if you have problems. But you see here I've got the minimum and the maximum set. So as you can see here, transitions between windows is really smooth. Go into some settings here. As you can see, the scrolling is quite nice and smooth. And all the menus are smooth. Everything's really nice. The transitions are really nice. I came from an HTC Magic, which was really slow and really poor. It had no graphics chip, no hardware acceleration, so this is really nice. Go ahead and run Quadrant here for you just so you can get an idea of the specs. And it's only got a 3.2 inch screen, so it's not huge, but I found with using Swift Key Beta, my relatively big hands can handle it okay. I have posted a quick walkthrough on my blog on how to do the full rooting, how to install this custom ROM or any other custom ROM you want, and the custom kernel. And really it's not that bad of a process. It's a little bit frustrating and confusing the first time through, which is why I'm hoping that my blog with everything consolidated to one place will help out. And there is the risk that you can brick your phone, which means basically freeze it up and wreck it, but Haven't heard of that happening too much, but you know, check out the forums from the links on my blog, and if you're feeling up to it, give it a shot. So as you see here right now, I only got 1185 for my quadrant score, which is still quite good. In the past, I've gotten as high as 1350. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot more I want to say today. I just basically wanted to give you a rough idea of how quick it runs and how smooth it is. One thing I will show you is a quick demo of a game called Pocket Legends that I've been playing, just kind of so you can see the speed. The servers are down for maintenance. Okay, so I'm not going to show you a game called Pocket Legends that I've been playing a lot. Maybe I'll bring up Angry Birds here. Just to show you one bug with this phone that a lot of people find. It's a touchscreen bug, where basically anytime you touch the touchscreen, the CPU usage spikes to about 100% and it gets extremely slow. And this is a bug with the Android programming, not necessarily just the screen on this phone itself. So hopefully in Android 2.3 this is supposed to be fixed. So we're eagerly awaiting 2.3 Gingerbread on this phone to see if it fixes the touchscreen bug. So you will find that a lot, and hopefully it is fixed. So now this time I'm going to do a shot. I'm going to hold my finger down in the corner. So you can see it's really lagging badly there when it hits. And now when I go, it's a lot smoother. I mean, it still lags a little bit when it hits, but not so bad. I mean, one thing that you need to consider too is that the Android operating system really isn't programmed quite as well as Apple's iOS. It's really not as smooth. There's a lot more bugs. This game, Angry Birds, runs perfectly on my second generation iPod Touch, which is 2.5, 3-year-old hardware. This phone has significantly faster hardware. You know, it's clocking. This one's right now is clocking 800 megahertz versus the 400 megahertz of my second generation iPod Touch. Yet this game runs much better on the iPod Touch, and it's just a matter of programming and the fact that this game was natively made for iOS and ported over to Android. So again, as Google keeps updating their OS, and you know, with the release of Android 2.3 and further releases, a lot of these bugs should be optimized and code should start running faster. But you know, we'll have to see when those updates come out. And that's the big problem with a lot of these carriers that are refusing to update their phones, because people are getting stuck behind in older versions and they're getting stuck with these bugs, and it's really making the user experience not as nice as the Apple iPhone and iOS. So there you have it. This is my T-Mobile LG Optimus T, and keep in mind this is the exact same phone as the LG Optimus One, and this is for T-Mobile or Wind Mobile in Canada. The T-Mobile version here, the LG Optimus T, also works for Mobilicity in Canada. And really, it's a great phone for the value. I mean, between $200 and $300 off eBay, and this phone really works quite nicely. It's really nice and smooth. And you know, you can do better if you get a Samsung Galaxy Vibrant from T-Mobile, but you're looking at another, you know, all said and done, probably $400 to $500 off eBay. Whereas this one, personally, I got it for $250, so I'm quite happy. And again, I'm eagerly awaiting the updates for 2.3 to see if it fixes that touchscreen bug. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was useful. Just a quick demo of how smooth the UI is and everything. And if anybody has any comments if they would like to ask for any requests, please leave a comment on my blog. And without further ado, I'll let you get back to your day. Thank you very much for watching. That's tablet-crunch.blogspot.com.